God, I'm so uncomfortable. God, I don't know why they had to give me these fucking disgusting, itchy wool PJs. Oh my God, my ass is leaking. I haven't had a shower in days.
Be careful. Once you start itching it, it just gets worse.
What?
I just was saying, once you start itching your ass, it gets worse.
Oh, I know. It's like when the shit gets up into the crevice, like that top little part of your asshole. Wait, not even your asshole, your ass cheeks. And then you just start itching right in there, and then you itch so far that you start to get a wound, and then before you know it, you got a second asshole because you've gone right through to the hole.
I've never had that issue, but I could see how it might happen. I'm Sister Bethany, by the way.
Well, nice to meet you, Sister Bethany. My name is Sister No. Would you like to see my second asshole?
No, I don't think so, but I thank you for asking. I really appreciate it, and keep me in the loop.
Do you know where we can get pillows around here? They just expect us to sleep on this hay.
Well, Father Andrew takes all the donations and puts them to good use fighting for the cause. So we don't get much pillows, no, or running water, nothing like that.
So he gives the pillows to the fucking fucking goblins?
You could say that, sister, through philanthropy. Yes, he does essentially give the pillows to the sex gremlins.
Oh, fuck, this place fucking sucks.
Well, you just gotta really devote yourself to the cause, Sister No. How did you enjoy your initiation sex?
A little bit. I mean, I didn't enjoy the fact that I was forced to do it, but I mean, it did kind of turn me on a little bit near the end.
Taught you something about the creatures, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, they're not so bad.
That's what I'm saying. Well, I hope you get a nice, comfortable night's rest, Sister No. I look forward to many sermons with you.
Thank you. I'm going to go to bed now. It was nice making friends with you, Sister Bethany.
Have a good evening, Sister No.
Well, I'm going to bed, so good night.
I don't say good night.
Why the fuck not?
I just don't believe in it, Sister No. I'll say see you later, though.
Well, I hope I see you tomorrow. Oh.
Dear God, please save us. Please save us from this place. I'm over here working to save these sex gremlins, and I'm stuck in a cult that wants to have sex with them. I'm not trying to have sex with the sex gremlins, God. I wanted them to have rights. I wouldn't have joined the cult.
Excuse me, can you shut the fuck up? I'm trying to sleep. Thank you.
Dear God, make me a bird so I can fly far, far, far from here. Pray with me, Forrest. Pray. Dear God.
Do you guys pray all fucking night? Do you guys sleep or you just fucking pray? Who are you praying to? Who are you praying to? And why are you praying? Nobody's gonna answer me, really. Nobody in this fucking room. Everybody is sitting here praying, except for me, and I'm trying to get some sleep. When do you guys get to sleep? Huh? I haven't slept a good night's sleep in weeks. I don't know what you fuckers want me to do.
Dear God, please help Sister No. She seems to be having an awful time adjusting.
Dear God, please smite this bitch. Ha! Yeah, did you like that? Nobody better fuck with me.
Hey, what's going on in here, ladies? I heard a lightning strike.
You.
Sister No.
Yes, how's it going?
Doing well, Sister No. What are you doing up at this hour?
Well, I've been up at every hour. Haven't really not been up.
Hour? Well, what's going on with you,
Well,
Sister
you gotta
No?
sleep on bales of hay with no pillows and all these fucking freaks are sitting here saying prayers every second of the goddamn day. I can't sleep.
Sister, no. There's nobody praying in this bedroom. Now,
What are you talking about? They were just saying, "Dear God, make me a bird so I can fly far, far away. Pray with me, Forrest. Pray with me."
did y'all hear? Now, sisters, wake up. Now, see, most of these sisters are awake. Sister Carissa,
What
were
do
you praying?
No, I said my prayer when I went to bed.
Sister Carissa, you lying stupid bitch. Tell the truth. The truth. The truth.
I swear to you, Sister No, I didn't say I went to bed and said my prayer in my head like I do every night.
Now, Sister No, I don't know if maybe you got superhuman hearing or something, but it sounds like maybe you heard Sister Carissa whispering under her breath or something.
No, you're not gonna sit here and gaslight me, motherfucker. I might be sleep deprived, but no. They're over here praying. Sister Bethany, tell him about your prayers.
I didn't say a prayer tonight, Sister No, at least not a public prayer. I wrote my prayer in my journal.
So you weren't sitting there talking about God?
No.
Praying that you wanted to have sex with you didn't want to have sex with the sex goblins, but you thought that they were good people or something?
I wrote that in my journal, but please don't say that in front of Father Andrew.
You weren't sitting here talking about how you've always had sexual fantasies about your dog?
Now, Sister Bethany, can I please see your journal?
I think that's an invasion of privacy.
Show him your journal. Show him your journal. Because if you're going to sit here and you're going to keep me up all fucking night talking about this shit, then it's public knowledge, so at least he should know.
Here you go, Father Andrew.
Now, let's see here. Now, Sister No, some disheartening stuff in here, Sister No. I cannot believe that you would break the trust and the vow of your fellow sister and go through and read her diary after she goes to bed and then use it against her.
I did not go through and read her diary, okay?
You must have. You quoted exact lines out of her diary.
Well,
and you mean to tell
she was
me...
sitting here speaking them out loud.
Sister No, listen. How about this? I'll put you up in my bedroom just for tonight. Now,
okay.
As the prophet to God and the leader of the cause, you know, I need to have a nice bed, if you will. So if you'd like to come over here, I'll give you the RV. It is an RV. And I'll give you the keys. You sleep in here tonight. You'll be all on your own in a nice bed. That'll get you to nice calm down.
You're not going to let a sex goblin rape me?
No, I'm not going to let a sex goblin rape you unless that's what you want.
That's not what I want, trust me. I want a fucking good night's sleep. And if I can't get a good night's sleep, I'm gonna blow this fucking bitch up. I swear to God, I'll blow up all your fucking sex goblins. I don't give a fuck.
Well, I promise you, Sister No, you sleep in this RV, and you're gonna get a good night's sleep. Now, I promise you, because I done made it so it is soundproof inside and out. There's no sound coming in this thing, and there is no screams of the sex goblins escaping neither, okay? So all you gotta do is get in there, and when you lock the door, it's gonna be all nice and quiet for you, nice and soundproof, okay?
So where you gonna
there.
sleep?
Well, I'm gonna go inside and sleep with the damn sisters. Now you got them all riled up and acting crazy. I'm gonna have to go in there and calm them down. Probably have to get out a couple sex gremlins, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, do what you gotta do. See you later, stupid bitches. I'm out this bitch. Well, I don't think anybody can hear me. Oh my God, finally I can go to sleep. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Oh.
Are you there, God? It's me, Virginia.
Oh my God.
My parents are getting divorced, and Bobby says it's my fault. God, please help me. In God's name I pray. Virginia, amen.
God, what the fuck is this? Oh, God.
Dear God, please, please, please let me get the lead role in the musical tomorrow. Mrs. Perks is posting the cast list, and I really, really, really would give anything to get the lead role my senior year. Please, God, please. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Oh, my God. I swear to God. I swear to God, I'm gonna die of sleep deprivation. It's the Russian sleep experiments all over again.
God, I ask you to show me the way.
Father
I
Andrew?
ask you for your strength. I ask you for your help in turning Sister No into the prophet that I know your grace has funneled her into be, Lord. Please, I'm right on the edge of getting her into this cause, and we are doing your work here on this planet. Please, God, give us the strength to save these creatures and do your work. I thought that by getting her to have sex with Stephanie, that she would have a newfound appreciation for these creatures and join the cause and hear your words, God. And I've tried all the manipulative tricks that you have taught me over the years, God. But please, Jesus, let me have this moment. Father Andrew.
Oh, hell nah! Hell, where is this motherfucker? Father Andrew, sit the fuck up right now.
Oh, hello.
And sisters, all of you, get up right now. Get up right now.
What? What's going on?
This man is a master manipulator. Look at me, Father Andrew. You tried all the manipulative techniques on me? And have they worked? You think I'm gonna be some sort of prophet for your cause?
Sister, no. I do not know.
You know
what you are
exactly what I'm
referring-
talking about, Father Andrew. Guess what? You're nothing. You're nothing and I'm
Sisters?
everything.
Sisters, lay down. Sisters, you go back to
No,
sleep now. You come with
sisters,
me,
sit
Sister
up.
No.
Virginia. It's not your fault your parents got divorced.
What?
And you over there, you're gonna get the lead role in the musical tomorrow.
Are you serious?
Well, it's not gonna be the lead. There's two leads. You're gonna be the minor lead. You're not gonna be the major lead, but you're gonna be it's still a lead.
Oh.
Now, Sister No, I don't know what act you are trying to pull here, but I have had it with the shenanigans that you are causing. Now, I have tried to be
The shenanigans
patient.
I'm causing.
I have tried to be patient with you and welcoming and let you in here and have sex with my future wife, and you're going to degrade me and call me names and sling mud. Now, that seems like something the devil would do.
Well, you know what, Father Andrew? The devil might do that. And you know what else the devil might do? Release your fucking future wife from a cage.
You wouldn't dare do that.
I already did. She's free.
Don't do that.
I'm opening up the door right now.
Stephanie.
Go on, Stephanie.
Stephanie, no. How could you do that to me, Father? Sister, no.
I think there's gonna be some changes around here, Father Andrew, okay?
Okay.
First of all, you're gonna go into your storage facility and you're gonna get all of these women mattresses. They deserve mattresses.
Well, Sister,
And,
no.
and that gay
now,
kid over there, give him a mattress too.
Even Sister Robert?
Of course, Sister Robert. Sister Robert is just like all of us. I mean, she likes dick as much as the next, or he likes dick as much as the next guy. Whatever. What's your pronouns, Robert?
He, they.
He, they. Well, I mean, he's not tech. Can you still like being called Sister Robert?
Yeah. It's part of the cult, right?
This ain't a cult.
This isn't a cult. This is not a cult,
Well, it's
Sister
about
Robert.
It's about to be a cult. You all want to be in a cult?
Now, sister, no. Now, this is not a cult. Now, sister, no. If you call it a cult, we can't get no more donations. And without the donations, sister, no, well, there ain't gonna be no mattresses.
Well, I mean, nobody else outside of this has to know it's a cult. Why can't we just, have these little secret meetings or whatever we have, and why can't we just, the average person can't think for themselves. They're not very smart, And, maybe if we had these weekly meetings where everybody comes over and, we spend a few hours talking about, how we might be able to go about influencing local policies around sex goblins, or sex gremlins, or whatever they are.
Now,
And,
I just don't.
the people in charge of the sex gremlins, they're outdated. They don't really... Here,
Yes.
I'm sure you're aware of the history of the sex gremlin party, right?
Well, of course, we've always been a member of the sex goblin part of the SGP.
Right. So, are we affiliated with anybody in that party? Loosely.
Yeah.
But they're incompetent and they haven't kept up with the times.
You tell
They
him.
still think that sex goblins, they can't even agree on what they think sex goblins are. Now, if we could, organize together, we might be able to, put some of our people in there.
Okay,
And
sister.
we might
now.
have the majority to vote.
Okay, sister. Now.
Thank you.
Nah,
Thank you.
sisters, I think we all need to take a step back and think about what this really means here. Now, before today, we were not a cult. We are a group who believes that these creatures are to be wed and to have rights and be allowed to have sex with them. Sure, let's get right to the point. We want to have sex with the gremlins. I mean, that's what they're for, and that's what it's all about. Now, this is also about doing God's work, folks. And I think that this woman right here is doing anything but. Now, if you're willing to follow her, I don't think I can be a part of this no more. And without me, I don't think this cult is going to work out.
So you're going to sit here and say that you alone can do what we're going to do? Because we want to have real policies going on here. We want
Yeah.
everybody to be able to have sex with sex goblins, Father Andrew. Is that not what you want, or do you want to keep them all caged up for
Right.
yourself?
Yeah. Yeah, Father Andrew.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
sisters, I understand now it is hard to go to believe that they should have rights while also keeping them in cages. Now, it is certainly part of it, but we also have to acknowledge that the sex gremlins are a bit primitive to us. Now, in our lifetime, they have already progressed so much. But right now, they need to be kept in cages until they can assimilate to society. Now, that's part of what we gotta do.
Well, it kind of sounds like what you're saying is you're a goblophobe.
I am no such thing, sister, no.
Well, certainly you're talking about keeping them in cages. You're a gremlin phobe.
Now, sister, no, I have had enough of this. Now, we are going to sit here right now. We're going to put it to a vote. Now, you either with me or you with her.
Aye.
Who is willing to form a damn cult for these goblins, as she would refer to them, and want to have all this other mess that she's going on about? Now, she is lying to you. She has...
Hold on, you can't give a speech when you're doing a vote. Who's taking minutes right now?
She has lied to you, folks. She
Hold on,
has
hold on.
read
This isn't in the
your
min- don't
personal
include this in the
journals.
minutes. This never happened.
She has bugged your mattresses, your hay bales, to listen to your prayers and use them against you to make you think that she's some sort of prophet to God. Well, I'm here to tell
Nobody's gonna believe it.
She is
Nobody's gonna
not.
believe it.
you. Now, raise your hand if you're with me. Anybody. I'll take anybody.
Robert?
I don't want Sister
Robert,
Robert.
I thought you were on my side.
I am, but I just didn't like what you said about what part I was gonna get in the musical. I really was looking forward to having the lead role my senior year, and
Well, I'm not the one who gets to decide that. I just know.
sorry. I mean, this is, I guess, a case of shooting the messenger. Sorry, Sister No, but I'm out. Is that what we're doing, Father Andrew? We're leaving? Because I'd follow you anywhere, Daddy.
Okay, well, bye, you fucking faggot.
No, now I do not want Sister Robert coming with me. That is not the kind of group and relationship I'm trying to build.
All who's in favor of me, Sister No, rerunning this organization and actually trying to put some new policy in to get these goblins some fucking rights. Who's with me?
I am Sister Carissa.
Thank you, Sister Carissa. Sister Bethany, do I have your vote? Do I have your word?
Now be careful, Sister Bethany. Don't forget.
Free mattresses for everybody. Free mattresses.
I.
Free pillows. Free pillows. Looks like they've spoken, Father Andrew. You're no longer needed here, you fucking rapist creep.
All right, so now I've been Me Too'd. Come on, Sister Robert. We'll go and have our own sex gremlin party. Now we gotta go find that Stephanie, track her down, and get her back. I love her more than word can wield the matter, and I wanna keep her by my side. And this woman who thinks she can run a cult, well, she can't. I'm done with y'all. I'll see you when I see you.
So you're a gobblophobe and a sexist. Get the fuck out of here. We don't need you. We don't need a man.
Congratulations, Sister. No, I never thought you would, when I found you that day at the bus stop, that you would become a prophet. Can you...
Well, I mean, I don't know. I've just always had a knack for this sort of thing. You know, sometimes I feel like I have this connection to something. I don't know. I can't explain it. Something higher than myself.
Well, more power to you. It makes clean sense that you're our new leader. I'm hell yes. Hell yes.
I have really bad news for you. You have a baseball-sized tumor in your pituitary.
On my pituitary. Okay, well,
Looks like it's spread to your lymph nodes.
I'll call my family.
Don't call your family. Don't ever reach out to them.
Hello and welcome to MOATAIF. We got some gravy, folks, and this time, this gravy's a bit dreamy. No, we're not talking about McSteamy or Mr. McDreamy from Grey's Anatomy. There's a 2000s reference for you. I mean,
It's
I know
still
the show's
on.
still going. I know the show's still going, but wow, like McDreamy, McSteamy, that was like 2000 fucking 4.
Was it?
Seems like it.
Man.
Could have been later. I don't know, but wow. You know, Justin whatever his name is from that
Justin
show is from
Chambers?
Springfield, Ohio.
Oh yeah, I knew that. John Legend. John Legend.
Exactly.
It's kind
Exactly.
of weird though that Springfield, Ohio has two like pretty famous people that are from there.
Right. It's
And
cool.
Well, John Legend is just honestly a legend around Springfield. Anytime he comes, it's just like, oh my god, my cousin's fiance waited on John Legend tonight, and guess what?
For
He
sure.
tipped her $50.
It's the same way with Dave Chappelle, except now, of course, his sightings are more often now that he's like actually performing in Yellow Springs
Right? Yeah.
and opening a comedy club. And
If
all
I hear
that.
something like, dude, I saw Dave Chappelle there, I don't give a fuck.
We've just grown up. But
Yeah,
now
he's just been
we've
a guy.
grown up
I didn't know
around
he
him.
was as famous as he was until like the last year or two.
I
'Cause,
think it's interesting that he's still so famous, and after all of like the transphobic comments that he's made.
Oh well, he's just widely regarded as one of the best comedians of all time.
I know, but it's just wild that like I can't believe there hasn't been more of an attempt to cancel him.
Oh,
I don't
he's-
think he should be.
His
But
comments aren't transphobic. Like he had a special that he was just trying to push it a little bit, and it's just it wasn't even that funny.
Right. But there's one thing John Legend, Dave Chappelle, and Justin Chambers have in common, and that's that they had dreams. That's not the type of dreams that we're planning on talking about today, but it's a nice segue, I suppose.
Yeah, maybe one day we'll talk about our dreams and ambitions.
Yeah, right, right. But you brought this up a long time ago, and I don't remember what episode we recorded instead that day, but it was it was like a list episode, I think, something that we had been planning, and you were like, we should do a discussion about dreams because you had just had some bizarre dream the night before. Or
Yeah,
maybe
I've been
in the nap.
having lots of bizarre dreams these days, and I really don't know what's causing it, but it's been freaking me the fuck out.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, my dreams have been getting pretty crazy. You just want to start with one of my dreams?
Yeah.
I'm gonna start with this. It's not. I'm gonna start with the least dream related thing I can. But you might know this, Zach, but I have sleep paralysis a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably have sleep paralysis like at least 2 to 3 times a week. Like,
That's crazy.
probably half of the week when I wake up in sleep paralysis. And, I've just dealt with it for so long that it doesn't really scare me anymore. I mean, it kind of scares me because it's like, well, will I ever be able to move my body again? But the thing that I've learned how to do to wake myself up out of it is to just try to move a limb. And so I'll just work really hard. I'm like, okay, my leg is on this side of the bed. If I could just move it a little, then it'll fall off the bed and maybe I'll fall off and wake up.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been doing that, and I've been like just moving my arm or whatever, and then I'll wake up. But when I wake up, I realize that like while I'm doing it, feel like I'm moving my arm. But when I wake up, I haven't moved an inch.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I never actually moved. So I'm like, what the fuck am I moving then? Because it feels like my body. And I'm fully conscious, fully awake. I'm not dreaming or anything. I'm just laying there with my eyes closed, unable to move. So I'm like, well, maybe this is going to be a little out there. I'm like, maybe I'm moving my astral body. Because I've read a lot about astral projection and shit like that. And I'm like, maybe that's like what I'm doing with it. So I've been like experimenting with it and trying to figure out what I can do in that state. And this happened a couple weeks ago, but I woke up in sleep paralysis and I was like, okay, pretty lucid. I was like, okay, I am going to try to step up out of my body. And I was on my back and I was trying to lift up. And as I'm lifting up, I feel like there's like this elastic force keeping me pulled down, and I'm like lifting up like halfway and it's just like pulling me back down. But as I'm lifting, it starts off with like a low like and as I'm moving up, like I felt like if this rubber band holding me down, I'm pulling with so much force that if it snapped, that I would literally just go straight up into space because I'm like pulling with this much force.
Right.
And as I'm like pulling at it, it just gets higher and higher, like these like electronic noises, and almost kind of sounded like a whippet for those of you who've done drugs. It sounds like, and so that's just something I've been, and I just kind of got scared at a certain point because I'm like, I think I'm gonna die if I do this. I think if I sever this connection right now, I think I might die. But I really feel like I feel like there's really something to astral projection because I feel like I could get up and like walk around in that state because it really feels like I am awake.
Yeah, I've only had it. It's only happened to me like once or twice, sleep paralysis, and like and it's honestly it's scary when it happens so rarely because it's like it really, like the one time I remember I fell asleep at the Roberts retreat in the recliner, and my alarm started to ring on my phone like in the cup holder, and I like woke up, but I didn't wake up, and I'm like, move your arm, turn off your phone, open your eye. Like I could sense the world around me, you know what I mean? Like it was so weird to feel like I was fully in that space but not able to actually move. So I completely know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's interesting to hear it from somebody who doesn't have it a lot, because it's like I just know what it is when it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, here we go again. But for
Yeah,
you, it's just like, well, why can't move your arm?
Well, I instantly knew it was like sleep paralysis, but it's just the weirdest feeling to really be like, it's happening. You know what I mean? Like, this is it. This is what it feels like, because it's so weird. And I mean, it must be how people that with, disabilities that are, paralyzed or like can't move a limb, or like the protagonist of One by Metallica, you know, where they're just like trapped. They're there, but they can't move anything. It's the most alien feeling, because you're so used to, like, I'm moving my body all around right now at will, and it's so weird to be laying there conscious of your body and not able to control it at all.
Yeah, and it's interesting, because it's like a meme these days, like when your sleep paralysis demon does this.
Right.
And it's like, one time, I might have been like 15 or 16. One time I actually had it happen where there was like a demon.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like 10 years ago, but I remember it clearly to this day, where I woke up in sleep paralysis and I was really freaked out, and I heard my door open in my bedroom, and like I felt something like walk in, and it felt like this like shadow figure. Like I could almost see it, but like I couldn't see anything in my room, but like I knew that what this thing was, it was like evil. And it came in, and it was like literally standing right beside me, and obviously I can't move a fucking limb, and then it took both of its hands and just right on my chest, and then as soon as it did that, I was like falling into the depths of hell. It was the most terrifying thing one of the most terrifying things that's ever happened to me. But ever since then, I've never had anything like that happen. There's no demons or hallucinations or anything like that while I'm doing it. It's just I'm laying there and I'm just really trying to wake myself up.
Yeah.
And then I have to like immediately grab my phone and then just shine the flashlight in my eye, because I don't even want to go back to sleep at that point.
Right. You're like, just stay awake.
Yeah. Even if it's like 3 a.m, I'm like, I'm up.
Yeah, I don't blame you on that. I'm honest to God glad that it doesn't happen to me as often as it seems to happen to you, because I think that last time at the Roberts retreat was the last time it's happened.
It happens to me more than anybody I know. More than anybody I've ever heard talk about it. I swear to God, it happens at least 2 to 3 times a week.
It's interesting enough, but they were actually just talking about this on Ear Biscuits not too long ago, I think. And Rhett mentioned that it happens to him a lot, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He said, like, it happens to him, like, 3 or 4 nights, out of the month, maybe. But maybe not every week, but he's like, it happens very often for him, too. Let me see. I'm trying to look at my list of dreams that I wrote down here. Let me see here real quick.
Yeah, I'd like to know the quality of your dreams. Like, what are your dreams like?
Mine are, so a lot of mine happen as I'm looking at this list. A lot of mine all take place basically at Karen's.
Really?
And
even recent, like modern dreams?
Even modern dreams, yeah. Like the most recent one, which I have in my list, is sort of a recurring dream, but there was one specific iteration of this recurring dream that has been the most memorable to me. I always have this recurring dream of being at my mom's house and experiencing like a complete ambush, a complete like siege. And they're like, the most recent one happened, I'm like outside waiting for the bus, and they're very much like movies is the quality, to answer your question about like the quality. They feel real while they're happening, but they're very much like movies, and not, some people have like just like glimpses of things or images, but mine are like I'm living this experience, but then when it's done, I just remember it as a movie. And so I'm standing outside waiting for the bus, and this group of motorcycle men just like and like pull up and like sort of like set up this, show of force in front of our house, like,
like
in
Sons of Anarchy type shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like smoke like billowing in the air, and like I haul ass back inside the house. And there's always a moment in this recurring dream where it's like I have to get back inside and lock the door because like, and they're right there. Like I'm like, oh my god, 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 and they're like, and I'm like, open the door and like shut the door, and like it's like spare seconds to get the door shut, and it always turns into an all-out shootout, and it's, you know, there's always different little variations. Like sometimes it's like, well, I have to find Fran or I have to find Bella, and that's like what the dream is about. Really, is like it's that scenario.
Really?
But
So you have these with like modern, like when
Yeah.
did these dreams start?
this recurring dream probably maybe like 2013, 2012, 2013.
Really?
And but yeah, and so so there's always a moment where for some reason, and in multiple dreams, not just this recurring scenario of this ambush, in multiple dreams, and this is something that I find interesting, and probably a therapist, somebody who therapized or, you know, knows psychology could probably do like some sort of analysis on it, but there's always in the basement of my mom's house this absolute safe room, and it's completely like camouflaged by, you know, like if we got in there in time, nobody would even know it existed, hypothetically.
It's like in Minecraft when you dig a little hole and then you like patch it up with dirt.
Exactly. Because it's like in the basement, I imagine like there's this side of my mom's basement that we hardly ever go to in reality, and it's kind of dingy over there.
Mm-hmm.
And I just imagine this like pile of shit, and like there's a little door that essentially you have to like belly crawl, because it's like this level of a safe room. You like belly crawl in there, and it's impervious at that point. We never make it to the safe room, which I always find interesting. We never make it to it. But anyway, in the most recent iteration of this dream, the next thing I remember is there's just absolute devastation. Hundreds of people dead in my house. Like
What?
it's like the morning, you know what I mean? And it's like somehow we've survived. Somehow I've survived. And you know, they're like going through the house checking for survivors. And I'm in my bedroom, hiding in my bedroom. And Walter White is there as a
What?
victim for some reason.
What?
Walter White, yeah. And he looks dead, and I'm like, and he looks at me. He like comes to life for a second to show that he's not dead, and he kind of like motions to me like, you need to be playing like you're dead right the fuck now, and goes back to being dead. You know what I mean? And he's like, oh. And like it looks like, and so I do the same thing. And the anxiety, like I'm getting goosebumps just remembering it, because like the anxiety built at this point in the dream so much, because like they come into the room and they're like looking at, like, you know, it's like that kind of anxiety, like sort of the anxiety you get when you're playing hide and seek and the person's like right there.
But like times a million, because you don't know what the fuck they're gonna do to you if they find out you're a survivor.
That I finally woke up at that point, so I have no idea
So you
where
just
that
woke
dream
up with
was
like your
going.
heart pounding.
Yeah. That happens a lot. It's always like this sort of ambush scenario.
That's
and there's
interesting.
always a safe room in the basement.
That's interesting. You know, I hear a lot of people talk about recurring dreams that they have, but I don't really have recurring dreams. I have themes, I think, but I've never had a recurring dream. I kind of wish I don't really wish I did, because usually people's recurring dreams seem to be nightmarish.
Yeah. I did have a positive recurring dream as well, but a lot of the themes and characters, it's interesting. It's kind of like our content in the same way, where like they'll just make Easter egg appearances. And
yeah,
I'm like, oh,
that's what I'm like, Walter White, like.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, hey, that's that witch I used to dream about when I was a kid. What's she doing here? Like, you know what I mean? I used to have this very vivid dream, again, at my mom's house, that there was a witch who would, like, you would hear that she was getting ready to appear by, like, the crackling of the air. And she would, like, it was, like, this really weird feeling, like, you would start to, like, hear, like, her starting to apparate, essentially, like, and she would just fucking appear. And it was so scary. But, like, sometimes she'll just appear in these dreams. Like, I'll be running inside from the, you know, the motorcycle gang, and then, like, once I, like, slam the door, like, right as I close the door, I see that I'm actually running from that fucking witch from when I was a kid. I'm like, who are you? You know what I mean? Like, who is that?
Is she bad?
Oh, yeah.
Or is she, like,
She's mean.
enigmatic?
she's certainly mysterious, but she certainly it was like I always wanted to hide from her as a kid. So I think she's some bad energy.
Yeah, I feel like the theme that follows my dreams a lot are like post-apocalyptic. A lot of the times it's like a world like that has sort of been rebuilt after the current world is gone.
Yeah.
But I'd be hard pressed to find like an example of that right away. But I have this one interesting dream that I had. It's hard to put a timeline to it. I want to say 6 months to a year ago. But this one's really stuck with me too. But I was at a baseball game for some reason. It was like in Indianapolis. I don't know why it was important, but it was like this outdoor baseball game, and it was like sort of a carnival. It was a huge game. And I don't even like baseball, so I have no clue why I'm dreaming about it. But there's like tents everywhere. It's like a festival. And I see this rapper I really like, Shakewell. And I'm like, for some reason in the dream, we're kind of like friends. I'm like, Shakewell? Like, what are you doing here? He's like, oh, hey, what's up, man? He's like, do you want to do this acid? And I'm like, I'm with Abigail, but she's off like somewhere else. And I'm just like, sure. And so he gives me like 2 tabs of acid. And I'm just like, all right, I'll take this. And then the dream goes on. And I'm like, okay. And I kind of forget that I take the acid, but then I start to see like effects. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm like tripping really hard right now. I'm like literally tripping in my dream. It's like indistinguishable. I'm like, oh my God, I'm tripping so hard right now. Like I got to go find Abigail and like go tell her what's up so she knows what's going on with me. And then I start to see in the dream that like in third person that there is a man's head floating above me. And the man has a beard, and his beard is coming down and is connected to my hair. And this man is like a part of me, and he's like telling me things. He's like telling me like the secrets of the universe. And I'm like, okay. He's like, you know, I really think this is where the inspiration for where MOATAIF, my idea for MOATAIF came. He's like, you know, you did all this, right? Like, you know, you can destroy this and recreate it again. I was like, what? And then he's like, what? He's like, create a mountain. And I was like, whoom. And I just raised a mountain, and I'm like, oh my God. And then I went vroom and just destroyed a mountain. And then I just kept like, and then I was just like, let's just destroy everything. And then I destroyed everything. And it was just so fucking weird because for the rest of the dream, I was just God.
Yeah.
It was so bizarre. It wasn't like a lucid dream, but like I just knew I was God and was just creating and destroying the universe.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that was a really cool dream.
That is a really cool dream. Literally, like I think all of mine that I mostly remember, of course, are nightmares. But there are some like good ones, you know. Of course, like there's the dream where I still vividly believe I was visited by David Bowie. Like I still.
Oh, tell me about that. I remember you told me about that at the time. I'd like to hear that again.
I remember. I don't know what the content. You know, if it was. I think it was at night, and I just had a dream where, like, in the dream, I was interacting with David Bowie, and there was the reason it's so memorable is because like it was just a normal dream, like you know, as if you were having your dream with Shakewell, and just a normal dream, but then all of a sudden David Bowie stepped out of the dream, if this makes any sense, like as if he was playing a character,
right,
like having this conversation. Because my dreams, are always from the perspective of my eyes. It's first person. And so it's not like I'm watching myself watch it or something like that. I don't know if anybody's dreams are like that.
Mine are. Mine are a lot of the time like that.
Yeah, mine are always first person, pretty much, from what I can remember. And he was interacting with somebody else in the context of the dream, like I'll just call it in the scene, and he literally like stepped it, like it scares me, like it's giving me goosebumps how real it felt, because he like this is happening, and then he looks right at me, myself, and he's like, you've got to follow your passions, like you can't keep living like this, like it's not working for you. And I know obviously like that's like just my subconscious and like all of these sorts of.
I don't believe that for a second.
but it giving me goosebumps now because it was unlike anything I've ever experienced, because it was very much. I feel like I want to say I woke up when it happened because it was so vivid. Like
I remember you
broke
telling me about it being
character.
pretty like emotionally affected by it when it happened.
Yeah, not too long after that is when I enrolled at Clark State in an attempt to start these things rolling.
Really?
So like I do sometimes credit that dream as kind of being like, I think I do sometimes, I'm like, yeah, David Bowie really really changed my life with that one.
Well, I want to say just first off that I really think David Bowie visited you in your dream. That doesn't sound
Yeah.
like. Then again, I don't know. That's probably way too woohoo territory. I don't give a fuck. Actually, I don't give a fuck. David Bowie definitely visited you.
Yeah.
Well,
and
you
I
were
mean,
putting
if you-
so much energy out towards him. Like you were really
Oh,
thinking
yeah.
about him a lot, thinking about like connecting with who he was.
You're right.
Yeah, it seems like he was
channeling his spirit,
Yeah, and
pretending
then
that he was already speaking to me.
and then he gave you a message, and it completely like changed the trajectory of where you were going.
That's absolutely
Like, look
true.
where you're at now. You're about to graduate from OSU just because of that one stepping stone to get to Clark State.
Right.
Wow.
It's wild. I really, and like obviously, like I don't really credit David Bowie with it, but I do. Like I do.
What's the difference?
Well, because like in my head, I'm like, yeah, I guess I know, like, dreams are created by the subconscious and like all, blah blah.
Well,
blah.
people say that as if it's fact. We don't know that. We don't know
Well,
what the
I
fuck
know.
that, and it just frustrates me because I'm like, I hate that the narrative out there, like I don't hate that people believe it necessarily, but I hate that the like narrative is that anything that you experience, like that was just your mind creating it, bro. Because I have experienced things that my mind literally could not reproduce. I could not make that with my mind even if I wanted to.
Mhm.
Specifically DMT. Your mind can't even, I can't even really, I can remember glimpses,
Mhm.
but my mind literally, it's like if all of the memories in your mind were MP4 files, it's like the DMT memory was like fucking .avi, and you
Mhm.
just don't have the codec to even replay it. Like, so
Right.
how could my mind produce? I don't know. It just doesn't feel like something that I'm capable of doing. And it's like, I don't feel like our subconscious is as powerful as people think it is.
Mhm.
But I mean, that's just my opinion. But certainly I think I go back and forth between it because certainly some of my dreams are subconscious because
Mhm.
I can clearly see how they're playing on my biggest insecurities and anxieties.
Right.
Like the dreams that are designed just to be anxiety dreams.
Right.
Which is
Like
a lot of
Taylor's-
dreams I have.
Right. Mine are like, oh, Taylor cheated on me right in front of me, and it's not sexy, and I didn't like it.
Right. Like the other, like last week I had this was a really weird one, but I went to sleep. I got to bed late this night, like I want to say around 2 or 3. And I went to bed and I was having a dream, and the dream was sort of stressing me out, and then I woke up. And when I woke up, I was just really panicky. I was like really fucking like just on the edge, and I didn't know what to do.
Mhm.
But when I woke up, I thought I was awake, but I was still dreaming. But I woke up
Okay.
just clear as day in my apartment. It was just how I left it. Literally just how I left it. And I look at the clock. It's like it's like 15 minutes after I fell asleep. It's like the same exact time.
Mhm.
And I'm just freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. Like, nobody's awake right now. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And I end up calling this. Did I tell you about this, by the way?
I don't think so.
I was like, oh, I don't know what to do. And I end up calling this fucking like suicide hotline number just out of desperation.
Mhm.
And I call and they're like, well, hey, like, what's going on? I'm just like, oh, I'm freaking out. I don't know what to do. And they're like, okay, well, what's your name? I'm like, Richard Quillen. And they're like, Richard Quillen? They're like, are you the son of Edie Quillen? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, hold on, let me transfer you to her doctor. And I'm like, well, I'm like, already freaking out. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? Beep. It just transfers, like, waiting music. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. And the doctor gets on and he's like, yeah. He's like, I'm sorry, but Edie didn't make it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, she didn't make it. And I'm freaking out even more at this point. And then while I'm freaking out, Abigail walks in my front door, which I never use. So I'm like, I'm like, what are you doing here? I was like, I thought you were at home. It's like so late. Like, what are you doing up this late? And she's like, well, we had like a girls' night out. I'm like, okay. And then her mom comes, and then she looks like she's kind of drunk, and she's like, looks pretty like disheveled. And then her mom comes in, and at that point, I'm like, you need to leave. You need to leave right now. And then some other woman walks in. I'm like, what are you guys doing here? And I'm like getting mad. I'm like, Abigail, what is going on? And she's looking down, doesn't want to look at me. And then I kind of deduced that like her mom is like yelling. And I deduced that like they went out to this like party or whatever. And one of her mom's friends, like one of her mom's like older guy friends, him and Abigail were like flirting or whatever. And like they like kissed or something. And so her mom is pissed that Abigail was like messing with this guy. And like, I'm like, Abigail, is this true? And she's just like looking down. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, I just found out, like, my mom died. Like, Abigail's in. It's like, clearly the things I am most afraid of were all happening at once.
Right.
And I literally think it's real because it's like, it was like designed in such a way that like I was in my apartment and everything. It was late at night. And then I woke up and I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
Right.
I was so fucking creeped out by that dream because it felt so real.
It's always good when you wake up and it's not real, though. I gotta say that.
Oh, it took me probably an hour to calm down after that.
Sometimes it does take a long time. Just the other night, it's not really dream related, but just the other night, I woke up and I had a stuffy nose in my right. I just like could not breathe out of my nose, and I went into the bathroom, and I tried to blow my nose, but it was just sinuses. I think it wasn't actually boogers. And I laid down, and I could not shake the feeling that I was like, every time I laid down, I'm like, I'm gonna suffocate. I'm gonna fall asleep and suffocate.
Yeah, like your mouth isn't gonna instinctively open up.
Exactly, right. I'm like, I'm gonna suffocate because like I kept trying to make the transition between nose and mouth, and it wouldn't stick. You know what I mean? Like sometimes your nose is not ready to give up. It's not ready to close the doors for the day.
Right.
And so it's like keep trying to work it. So I really got myself worked up into an anxiety fit. Ended up calling Taylor at like 1 a.m. because she was at home for her grandma's funeral. And I was fine, but like it was just what I ended up having to do, and what I did a lot as a kid is turn on Family Guy.
And just something comforting that you can lay down and listen to, right? And
so I put on, and highly recommend, just because great episode to begin with. That night last week, I put on Peter Erotica when Peter starts writing erotic novels. Was it that when they're watching like the Gene Simmons thing? No, that's another one. I can't remember. Oh no, it starts with them. Quagmire takes them to the sex shop, and he's like looking. He's like, the naughty flapper girl. Oh, hot! She's voting. Like it's that. And then
yeah.
He gets one of those. He gets an erotic story from there, and then when he reads it, he's like, this isn't hot at all. This is what I would write. And then everybody thinks it's hot, and that's why he starts selling it.
Right.
Again, one of the rare episodes where the opener relates to the end, the actual main storyline. Right.
It's funny that you did that when you woke up from your dream, because like when I woke up from my dream, like it was really late at night, and like Abigail had sent me a message, and she's almost never. No, it must have been like 1:30 in the morning, because she sent me a message, and I called her like right after, and she was awake, and I was like, oh, like thank God, like I just had this crazy dream, and she's just like, well, like I had to work the next morning, I had to be up at like 5. She's like, well, if you want, you can come over and just cuddle with me or whatever. I was like, well, all right, I'm up anyway. I'll probably already be up, and then I went over. And then I got to have sex.
Oh,
so it was like the cherry on top. Like I was just like, well, at least I got sex out of it.
I've noticed a lot, and because it's interesting, I don't know if it was just coincidence, but I've noticed a lot where like our energy, Taylor and I, when we're apart, will sort of match up in that way. Like she told me like she missed my first call because it was on Do Not Disturb, but she's like for some reason she was awake the second time I called.
Interesting.
And that's happened to me a lot too, where I've like you know, sometimes it's like I always thought I was psychic. Sometimes when like I'd pick up my phone right as someone texted me, happens all the time. Where I'm like, I feel like I'll forget about it and I'll be like, I'm gonna check my phone, and it's like right as she's texted me. So I feel like there's you know, something.
I
to
think
say
there's
about
definitely
that
something
connection.
to that. Literally happened to me today at work when I went out, and literally the second I sat down for my lunch, I like opened my phone and Abigail just texted me like about her fucking, she needed a jump for her car, and she like called, and then I called her. I was just like, wow, I just literally just went to lunch.
That's truly perfect timing.
Yeah,
It's
well,
true.
I guess dreams and soul connections.
Yeah. Dreams and soul connections, they go hand in hand. Wake up, you're still asleep.
Wake up,
Wake
sheeple.
up, wake up.
Wake up.
Stay moat.
Ella